Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. This is Clara.
And this is Denise, and today we're going to be doing another Get Ready With Us video while we talk about the murder surrounding
Letecia Stauch. Letecia Stauch was a woman from Colorado. She was the stepmom of Gannon Stauch.
Yeah, so actually Letecia was supposed to be watching Gannon while Gannon's dad is in Oklahoma doing military training. One day he just went missing. Actually, it was on January 27, 2020. She said that he went to a friend's house and she doesn't even remember what friend it was. She just remembers that he left, and after that they never saw him again.
There was actually footage that the neighbor submitted to the police because they had seen that he had gotten home. Gannon Stauch had gotten home with Letecia.
Oh, that's right. Yes. They had gone to like Petco or something, right before. And then she had said that she hadn't seen him. But there's, in that video surveillance that the neighbor basically turned in, they see Gannon getting out of the car. And they go back to the house. And then that was the last time anybody saw Gannon alive.
Yes. So now Letecia's actually being accused of his murder because basically in the videos it shows that he went in and he never came out. When Gannon went missing, Letecia was acting very odd to everyone that was asking about Gannon.
Yes.
So the dad of Gannon kept asking Letecia, "Where's my son? Where is he?" And she actually made up a couple stories about what had happened and what happened to Gannon, right?
Oh, yeah. She for sure made up, at least from what I remember, like 2 to 3 different stories about what happened to Gannon. First, she said that he left to go to a friend's house, and then after she said he was kidnapped.
Yeah, so Letecia made up a different story every time that his father asked about Gannon. So that's where it started getting very suspicious, because she even made up a story where she had said that she had been raped and some man named Edgardo or something.
She couldn't even pronounce Eduardo. Girl, if you're gonna be accusing some false character, at least get his name right.
Wait, so how did she know his name? Now that I'm thinking, how did she know his name?
Whose name? The imaginary guy?
Yes. Right? Like this guy named Edgardo came to rape me.
Oh, that's true.
Right?
Did he introduce himself before he did that? How did she know his name is Eduardo?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, good point.
So everything just got very suspicious around her. I mean, the dad was actually being very smart about how he was talking to her, because he's the reason why, you know, they started putting the puzzle together about what happened to Gannon.
Oh, and please, let's not forget that right before that, she was, I guess, feeling insecure about their marriage. So she was doing a bunch of weird Google searches right before all this happened. Like, one of them was, what was the one that you remember?
Husband uses me to babysit his kids. That was one of them.
Yes. Then she was putting stuff like, I send my husband sexual text messages and he ignores them.
I think that she was very insecure about him, and I think probably just had all these like negative, you know, feelings towards Gannon.
This woman is just so narcissistic. As we're doing our makeup. When Gannon was missing, she wanted to do a video basically clearing her name. The video, instead of it being more like, please help us find Gannon, please, she's more trying to clear her name, saying that like she didn't do it. Do you remember that part in the beginning when they start recording? She's like, is the camera on? And then okay, and then you can see her like pleading the public to stop giving her so much shit.
So what I found very, you know, very suspicious about Letecia and how she was acting was that during that interview, right? The interview that you're referring to, she was facing the other way. So so she actually didn't want to get the reporters to get her reaction and everybody talk about her after. So she, you know, she made sure she was not facing the camera so that people didn't get her reaction and, you know, analyzed it.
That's so weird. I think it's because people were already kind of like onto her, right? And she's more like, no, it wasn't me.
What I did find crazy was that Letecia was talking to Gannon's dad a lot. She would never admit that she did something to Gannon, but she would never deny. It was just more, why would you accuse me of that? Why would you ask me that? When he actually asked her where Gannon was. Did you kill Gannon?
Did you hear about the part where he had burn marks in his arms? And they didn't know how that happened. She blamed it on Gannon, saying that Gannon tipped over a candle and that's how he got those burns. And there's another video where she's kind of gaslighting Gannon, saying like, look, this is what you did because he burned either the carpet or the couch or something like that. And she's like, we're gonna have to sell your Nintendo Switch. And you can hear Gannon saying like, but I'm worried about my burns.
Based on the searches that she did on Google, she had it out for Gannon. I think she must have felt a certain way over always taking care of Gannon. And so
she wanted to be the center of Al's life. And well, now he has a child, so he has to take care of him too. But she wanted to be number one.
The brother of Letecia actually saw her with the luggage and asked her what was inside of it. He actually thought that it was really heavy, so he asked her.
Yeah, suspiciously heavy, right? She had actually rented a car to take all this stuff because she's moving out to South Carolina. And when they asked her like, why are you not taking your own car, she said that she didn't want to like use her miles or something, which is so weird. Like, is that really the thing you're worried about? Like, Gannon is missing.
Yes, so I think it just was suspicious that all these things that she was saying and doing, that it just didn't look right.
They actually found Gannon's body inside the suitcase in Florida in an overpass, but she went to South Carolina. So she must have done some kind of road trip to Florida first, probably dropped the luggage there and then went to South Carolina, which is another weird action for her to do if she really is worried about Gannon being missing. Why is she moving away from Colorado? And I believe the police was already following her by that time, right? When they find Gannon's body, that's obviously when they arrest her, and they had found that she had stabbed him 18 times and he had 3 gunshots. To me, that already says that she really hated him. I mean, again, she was very insecure about that relationship with her husband.
I think maybe she just felt that it was just too much attention towards Gannon. Some interviews that I had seen, she would mention that Gannon had pooped on himself or something like that. I think she just was over that. I mean, why would that even come up if you're so worried about him?
She's definitely using that to blame him or to make him seem like he's a bad kid. Once they basically find that Letecia is guilty in the situation, they basically extradite her from South Carolina back to Colorado. And then, did you see that video where the cop asks her, do you know what extradition means? And she's like, no. And then he's like, well, you're about to find out. Oh, he is savage.
That's actually crazy. But I mean, so she actually did end up admitting that she killed Gannon, right?
Yeah, because at this point in court, they're basically trying to make her seem like she's mentally incapable, right?
The trial, it just started. I believe it's been going on for a few days. The reason why she did it was because she supposedly had a psychotic break.
Oh, yes. But then when they are asking the brother if it seemed that she was having a psychotic break when she was doing all that moving of the luggage, he said that it didn't seem like she was going through anything like that. Just kind of trying to make it seem like she didn't
do it intentionally, right? They're trying to make it seem she didn't do it intentionally, but at the same time, every lie that she had made, every excuse that she tried to say, the way that she reacted in her interviews, everything just pointed to her that she was too smart to be psychotic. Is that right?
Yeah, that sounds about right. So basically her lawyers, that's their goal. Their goal is to make her seem like it was probably something impulsive. But if she's already doing these Google searches from before that happened, then that means that she was already feeling some type of way.
Yeah, and I think
she was probably planning it already.
And I just think it just takes someone really smart to, lie like that, or set up all these things in order to get away with it. And I just feel like if somebody's psychotic, I really doubt that they're doing all these things if they actually did it out of nowhere. The trial has been going on for a few days, and I know that one of the things that might come up is the fact that she actually had tried to buy a fake lie detector test.
Oh, that's right.
Right?
Yeah. How much do those cost anyway?
I mean, I don't know, but I was watching a report and someone was comparing her to somewhere worse than like Jodi Arias.
Jodi Arias was a nutcase too.
Yeah, so they were comparing it to be that crazy, like Jodi Arias or even Casey Anthony.
We're using the word crazy as in like, you're nuts. Like, she's not crazy enough to plan all this stuff, because obviously she did, and like buying the lie detector test, going on camera saying that she didn't do it, like we mentioned earlier. If someone was actually crazy, being impulsive, would they even try to go do all this stuff to clear their name?
During the trial, they actually did bring up audio evidence about conversations that the dad had with Letecia. The conversations were very, I feel like he was very patient with her, trying to make sure that he got the truth out of her by being very kind to her in the conversations that they had.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He was being way too kind, but obviously these conversations were done because the police had asked him for help. So it's funny when she's talking and she's telling him the story, he asks her a question and she's always giving him like a runaround, not getting to the point. And then I noticed that every time she's talking, she's like, and yada yada yada, because she's stalling. She's just trying to think at what else she wants to come up with.
I think she was definitely trying to buy time with those conversations, but I know when he dared to ask her, I know she took it very offensively. She got very offended. Why would you ask me that? Which, I mean, I feel like that was courageous of him to ask that. Right?
Especially if she's a ticking time bomb. She could have gone all crazy. And actually, speaking of, I think she did do something like that where she attacked the police officer.
Oh, I have not seen that.
Yeah, she attacked the police officer. I mean, the girl has gone wild.
So I do think that he kept his cool. I mean, I don't think I would have been able to. I don't think I would have been able to keep my cool if I knew and felt that this woman who I was married to killed my son.
The dad was definitely being so cooperative and trying to help the police just catch her and get her
to admit it.
Eventually, she did.
Yeah, and so during those conversations that they presented on the trial now, she mentioned that she wanted immunity. It was like surprising that she would ask for immunity and still not admit it. I mean, that was basically implying it.
Yeah, I think she's trying to cover her butt before she's like, you know what, yes.
Give me immunity before I tell you the truth, but I did do it though.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a psychotic break. I really think that she probably she had enough, right? But I mean, being impulsive and reacting like that, it's not enough to get you out of jail. The brother already said that wasn't doing anything crazy. She wasn't acting psychotic. And people, I think even, I don't know if you heard that, but I know that the lady who she was working with or about to start work, they asked her, was she acting weird or was she acting suspicious or anything? And she said no, she was fine. Actually,
I believe the day that Gannon went missing, that first day, she had actually called out of work and she had told her new boss that her stepdad got hit by a car. That was her excuse. And I mean, I guess if something like that really does happen, it's a good excuse to play hooky. I believe he did get hit by a car when they were younger, her stepdad.
So I do think that her lying around the time that Gannon disappeared, I mean, it just pretty much sold her out that she was guilty. And so now that she already admitted it, and now that she's already on trial, it is going to be a little hard for them to actually prove that she had a psychotic break.
Yeah.
So something that I thought was, really emotional and really sad for her family. I mean, even though she did it, the brother was actually called by the prosecution, and he actually was very emotional on the stand. He was very upset that she did it. I mean, he actually had an outburst, and he asked her, he said, why, Tisha? During that time, they had to excuse the jury because it just was too much.
Yeah, it seemed like when they were asking him questions and he was talking, he seemed kind of broken. He sounded very broken. And I believe they asked him, are you angry at her? And he said, yeah.
I mean, can you imagine? I mean, if she did it out of nowhere, let's just say she never had a history of doing anything like that or anything violent in the past, and all of a sudden she just kills someone. I mean,
not just
that's
someone,
sad.
A little boy who didn't do anything to her. If she's angry at the dad, take it with the dad. I mean, don't kill him. That's not what I'm trying to say. Tell him that you're feeling alone, sad, all that stuff, you know?
Or feeling like that she's the babysitter, right?
And she was asking Google all these questions. Why didn't she bring it up with her husband?
She could have taken a second more to ask him directly.
Google isn't going to answer those questions for you, girl.
That was a very sad moment during the trial because you can put yourself in, you know, his situation where he had no part of it. He's, they said, I think he's a victim, right?
The brother?
Yeah, I mean, it's a victim because basically, I mean, he didn't know anything. Now she's being accused of murder and, you know, she did it. So now I'm sure it's affecting the family.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, in those cases, you know, you do feel bad for the family around them because if they didn't have anything to do with it, it's not their fault that they're related to this murderer.
So I want to go back to the video of Letecia where she's getting interviewed and she's trying to clear her name. And then this woman decides to ask for apologies and says, they better apologize to me when they find Gannon. They'll know that I didn't do it. Did I get the accent right?
Yeah.
They know that I didn't do it. They better apologize.
Yeah. So I think that it was really narcissistic of her to want apologies, especially from her husband. She wanted an apology from him after she knew what she did. Now, although that does look crazy, I don't think it was crazy enough for her to claim she got a
psychotic break.
So although she was acting crazy, I don't think it's enough for her to claim a psychotic break. That's the reason why she killed Gannon.
Yeah, exactly. Was it a really psychotic break when she was cleaning the blood off of the room? Because obviously they found blood splatter all over the room and the walls and the outlets and her shoe and a handgun that I think placed like on her, one of her dresser. There you go. She got me.
Yes, so they did find the handgun that was used to kill Gannon, right? So they matched the ammunition with the gun that was used to kill Gannon.
I think there's like evidence of her buying all these cleaning supplies too, right?
Yes.
How did she have all this time to go plan on cleaning this, cleaning that? Yada, 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 as she says it.
Well, obviously, this is a really sad case. You know, Gannon is gone now, and you know, he was actually a miracle child. He actually he only had a 10% chance to live.
And he lived. And now this woman took his life away from him.
We will be keeping up with the trial as we have this far. And we'll be watching and we'll make sure to do another video about this.
We hope that the prosecution proves their case and this woman goes to jail. And you know what they do to people who kill kids in jail.
Yeah. So let us know your thoughts. Let us know if you think she's going to be found guilty or not guilty. Leave it in the comments below.
Yes, and thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.